What's going on? Welcome to House of Chapelle TV. I am Enrico Chapelle, and thanks for logging in. But before you go on with this story, make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video. Today, this video is about me being an openly gay member of one of the most amazing fraternities in the world, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And before I even start, I would like to say this video and what I'm about to say doesn't reflect all members of the fraternity, just some members that I've ran into and what I've experienced, being that I am going into, oh my gosh, almost 20 years in the FRAT. So I pledged the Beta Lambda chapter in 1998. Oh gosh, I can't even remember how old I was, but you do the math. It's 2017. 1998. It's finna be 20 years. I'll be 40 next year. Oh, so 20 years old. So 20 years old. And when my freshman year, I was pretty much the deal on campus. I was drum major. Don't ask me why I was drum major my freshman year, but a lane band wasn't all that. But I was popular from my high school, traveling to Memphis, being in the bands, and we won a lot of competitions. So I was well known throughout the state of Tennessee, and they needed somebody to kind of whip the band in shape. And I think the band has grown a little bit because we was a small college. We was a small Christian college. I was Mr. Freshman. I was, oh my gosh, I was on Dean's List. I was pretty much the man on campus at Lane College. And so I was approached by some of the bros on campus, which is rarely ever, like, I don't approach people and be like, hey, you'll be a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, honey. You come to me. And so I was just like, cool, I'll keep my options open. They wanted me to come to parties, and I told them, I'm so busy on campus, I can't, I may lose my scholarship. So I can't come to any parties. And I already knew because two of my band directors in the past was Beta Lambda. My aunt's husband's son's a Kappa. Like, it was just a lot of Kappas that was close to me that told me what to do and what not to do. So I just act retarded and was like, well, I have so much to do, which I did, and then trying to hustle and stay in school because I didn't have the support of my parents back then. And so my sophomore year came, the interest meeting came up. I remember meeting with several guys. It was about, oh my God, it was probably about 25 of us meeting. I was like, hey, this is all the information that you're going to need. You need to know this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we just gonna speed it up the process and just say all of them didn't make it. All of them didn't make it, because we are a non-hazing organization, honey. But due to unfortunate, unseen circumstances, just shit happens in people's daily lives, and they just couldn't wing out the process. So we end up with 11 guys, and I remember when I was during the process, one of the bros, so it's hard for me to tell the story because in my head at the time I wasn't a bro. So it's one of the bros so I'm saying one of the bros. He asked me, was I gay? And I was like, no, because at the time I didn't think about men. I never been with a man. So it was just like, no. And he was just like, when the last time you had some pussy? I didn't want to answer the question. Like, Rico, when the last time you gay, this, that, and the third? And my best friend was online with me, Colin, my number 6. And he was just like, Colin, y'all be together all the goddamn time. When the last time Rico had some pussy? He was like, last week. I was like, oh. Because, we don't supposed to be doing none of this stuff. We just supposed to be studying, going to class, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so they was like, who? And he was like, Blase, blase, I cannot say her name. And the whole room hit the floor because this girl was dating a fraternity member. But the only thing that saved me from not getting toe up or not making it into the fraternity was they didn't care for his ass too much. Okay. So, and I'm telling you some bits and pieces of the story. So those of you that are Greek, you do the math. And so they was like, oh man, they gave me like props. And you know, it is what it is. I didn't start dealing with men or the same sex until I transferred to Tennessee State University. If you want to know more about that, look at my coming out story. It'll be posted up somewhere around here, and it'll fill you in more on that. So I never really had a problem until I graduated and went and got out into the real world, because my chapter bros loved me. It was what it was. It never was a big thing. Rico was always different. Rico was always Orson. Rico dealt with women. We knew he dealt with women. Did they ever thought that I dealt with men? When we have conversations now, they just like, we didn't think you dealt with men. Well, we know you was possibly interested, and I could deal with that, you know, and it was okay for me. But a couple of years ago, I'm gonna tell you a couple of I'm gonna tell you a couple of things, a couple of stories. So I was at my first store on Mitchell Street, and I just how happened, I rarely wear Perry. People in my chapter, we don't wear Perry like that. We don't need to have letters on our chest to let everybody know that we are a Kappa or Noops or whatever. It's just a part of our persona and who we are. So it's just like, you get it, you get it, you don't, you don't. And it may sound real cocky, but that's how our chapter is. And I guess it was laundry day, and I had on a Kappa shirt, and I was walking down the street, and this one guy said to me, he was just like, you a Kappa? And I said, nigga, I'm not going to answer that question. Because, you know, I'm like, at the time, I'm probably like 130 pounds. Like, you ain't finna punk me on my letters. We don't play that. We don't play that. Beta Lambda, we don't play that. And he was just like, look, we don't have no gays in our frat. Oh, so I'm gay? Bruh, how you know? But to answer your question, I am. Because at this time, I had came out. I was living in Atlanta. Who hides the fact that they're gay now? And this was probably about 10 years ago. And so he was just like, we don't have no gays in my frat, this is that and the third. So I bucked up to him. And he was just like, okay, cool, dude. You know, I don't want no beef with you, but let's go upstairs and smoke out. Oh, but now you want to smoke out with me. And when you smoking out with somebody that's gay, that you wanted to claim that you wanted to beat my ass, and this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. When I didn't bow down to you, you was like, oh, you cool, now what's up? Please get out my face. So that was one incident. And so this incident right here was actually recently when I got on television, because I became more of a public figure, and people recognize because of my brand or whatever. And I never talk about being I never talk about my fraternity on television, because it was not necessary or whatever. My first television show, the fashion show, I wore a V-neck t-shirt, and you could see my tattoo. And I remember it was going around circulating in the Black Greek networks that, oh, a gay couple on television, blah, 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 blah. And I actually, the source came from this chick. I think she was a Delta. I Facebooked her, and I was like, girl, why are you making shining light? It's not about me being a Kappa. It's about me doing great work and celebrating and being a black designer. Why are you trying to take something negative? Why are you trying to take something positive and make it negative? So after she did that, some of the bros put my picture in a group, And they also took Rich Dollar's picture as well. Rich Dollars is not gay. Let's get that absolutely clear. But me and Rich Dollars were actually really, really cool back at Fisk. I was at TSU. He's from my twin chapter, Beta Mu. I'm from Beta Lambda. Founded on the same day. So we was really, really tight. And so when it comes to the word on the street, it always get back to us. So one of my friends, Freddie, was just like, bruh, they are really dogging you out in this group because they wouldn't let me in the group. Yes, I am a fully pledged member of Kappa Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And they wouldn't let me in the group. And they just pretty much, he told me that one guy was spearheading the whole situation and was saying like, oh, when I run into him, we gonna have some words, we gonna fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm so ghetto and I'm so good. I'm about that life. I went and I messaged the guy on Facebook and I said, this is my address. And I put the poem Out of the Night That Covers Me, Black at the Pit from Pole to Pole, whatever the gods may be for my comfortable soul. The whole Evictus poem, I said I read that poem every night, and that's why my company is worth $1.2 million. Tell that to the group. And here's my address, and when you want to roll up anytime, I'm always ready for you. And you know, he was just talking trash or whatever, this is that and the third, and he never said nothing no more, never this, that, and the third. So, the last conclave, they was actually putting into this private Facebook group that I'm still no longer a part of. They were actually putting bras that were gay. They were outing bras, putting bras that were gay, telephone numbers and addresses in the group, making it public information, so they could do whatever to these bras. And it was talks in the group about me, well, not would necessarily say about me, other bras, if you are openly gay and you come into the conclave, expect to get your ass beat. So here's the reasons why I never ever been to a conclave. For number one, I just been really, really extremely busy. And I'm sorry, Kappa don't pay my bills. And number two, I know my chapter brothers, they about their life too. So I never wanted to put them in a situation to where they would have to defend me. They would have to defend me because I know my line brothers go absolutely bonkers. And speaking of my line brothers, I'm going to tell you what makes me still have a foot in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated is because my chapter and my line brothers love me cold-hearted, especially my line brothers. We're still close to this day. I've been in weddings. I get the baby pictures. I do the weddings. I friends with the wives. I'm still have my brotherly relationship with my line brothers and have a great relationship with their wives, their girlfriends, or whoever. So that's what makes me love my fraternity, or say love my chapter. Now, have me and my chapter ever have words? I've had words with older heads. It's this one guy came at me on Facebook because I posted in Facebook that I'm going to be more interactive with the chapter because I stayed away because I didn't want a negative light to be shined on my chapter because I'm openly gay. But I've saved my chapter. And I had to reiterate to my chapter that when I saved the chapter, I got the insight from another brother that was part of my team. You know, and I'm trying to skate over this story without telling you too much information because it's still a fraternal bond and I still do love my chapter and my fraternity. But where I stand with the fraternity, I'm thinking about becoming a lifetime member. It's achievement. Our motto is achievement in every field of human endeavor. And I think I have fashion on lock. Do I wish the fraternity support me a lot more? Yes, because I'm going to tell you, they can check my records and receipts. I worked hard for my motherfucking fraternity. I worked hard for my letters. All the 3, the 6, plus the other 4, Phi Nu Pi, Ka Psi, and the NUPE. I worked hard for all of them. So I just can't walk away, and it's been 20 long years of having this bond with some amazing, amazing line that I still love to this day. So, is it good? Is it bad? I'm kind of partial, but I will tell you this: I do keep my eye open. I do watch my back when I go around certain fraternity brothers, because people get drunk, people feel a certain way, and I'm gonna be honest. It's gay people and Q. I have gay Q friends. I have gay Sigma friends. I have I have a whole lot of gay Alpha friends, y'all. I don't know any gay iotas because I don't know that many iotas. I know gay deltas, gay zetas, sigma gamma rhos, AKAs. I know them all. So I don't know what was the big problem with me being openly gay, and openly gay Kappa. And this is the first time that I ever said anything publicly about the information. So I hope that answers a lot of questions. And if you have any questions that was just you can't figure out through this video, just comment below, and I'll let you know what's going on, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video to all of my fraternity brothers across the land. I love you guys regardless. To all the young men that want to be Kappas and that are gay, I will tell you this. Because a couple of years ago, it was a young guy that wanted to be in the fraternity, and they denied him because he was gay. And we are a fraternity of men. And one of the reasons even I put on this situation that I have on, I'm a firm believer that when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. This is a male fraternity, and we're talking about uplifting, like, the betterment of black men as a whole. It's so for you to come in real flamboyant and popping, and then people that and my line brothers and people that really know me, I may carry on a little bit on TV, but pretty much 95% of Rico Chappelle, I don't do that shit. So those of you that want to pledge your fraternity, come with your shit. Your grades got to be good. You got to have your shit together. And you walking around, you posting shit on Instagram and carrying on and twerking and this, that, and the third. It's going to follow you, boo. And do like me, just wait till afterwards. No, I'm just joking. But as I just said, when you in Rome, do as the Romans do. It was an incident at Morehouse when they was like, oh, we want to stop the guys that wear dresses. You're at Morehouse. You're trying to be a member of Kappa. You're trying to be a member of Alpha. I don't care what fraternity you in. It's a fraternity of men, and it's not, if you feel a certain way, start your own fraternity and have an openly gay fraternity. But unfortunately, Kappa is not, or none of the fraternities is not are openly gay fraternities from my knowledge. Do they have openly gay members in each of them? Yes. So anyway, I'm just going on, babbling on. Make sure you like, subscribe this channel. If you guys have any questions and comments, just list below, and I will hopefully, and I'll try my best to respond. Bye.